I'm going to create a mail merge document. So I'm going to start by creating a data source on Microsoft Word. I'm going to open Microsoft Word now. This is a new document that I'm going to use to create my data source for my mail merge. So I need to create 5 columns and 4 rows. So I will go to insert, I will go to table, then I go to insert table. So this screen, I have to specify how many columns do I want and how many rows. So I need 5 columns and I also need 4 rows. So I will put 5 here, it's 5. Then there I will put 4 rows. Click OK. It will draw a table for you. So in a case of a data source, because the table can be larger going to the right, I will have to change the page to be landscape. So I go to page layout, orientation and landscape, because now in case if the table grows to the right hand side, I need to have that space so that my table will not be limited. So this table that I'm creating, I have the column headings that I'm going to type, and I'm also going to type the information inside the table. This will be my data source. So after creating this table as it is like this, just make sure that your column headings are adjusted so that the information inside your columns are not wrapping. So I will just make my column headings bold. Just like that. So I'm going to save this data source as a question 3a. The file will be saved as question 3a. So I saved it inside my folder as question 3a. Now I'm going to continue. From here, when the file is saved, I make sure I close it before I can continue with the letter. So I'm closing the file, so nothing is open on my screen. So what will happen now, I'm going to create a primary document which is going to be from a file that is already saved in my folder. So I'm going to retrieve a file called question 3 and then work from it. I'm going to open in my folder and find the file question 3. Right, so now as you see, this question is already typed, has been typed for me. So I'm just going to work on it and edit where I have to edit. So you can observe that I have paragraphs, I have subheadings, and I have the main heading and also the table, which is part of the document that will be my merging or my mail merge document. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to change the font of the entire document to Times New Roman with a 12 font size. So I just hold Control on the keyboard and press letter A. It will highlight everything like it did just now. Then I'm going to go to the font type and click there and change to Times New Roman. Times New Roman. So I scroll down until I find Times New Roman. So when I find Times New Roman, click it, and then I'm going to change it to font size 12, which is already there, but this is how you do it. You change it like that. Then I'm going to change the heading to be bold and size 28. So this is my main heading. I'm going to change it to be bold and size 28. Font size 28. Right. And then I'm going to apply a 3 border around the second paragraph. A 3 pt border around the second paragraph. So when you highlight this paragraph, you just have to apply a border around only this paragraph. So you need to be careful. When you go to page layout and then you click there on page layout, you look for borders, page borders. But when you get this screen, you need to change here on top and choose borders, because if you leave it under page border, it will apply the border around the page. So we need it to be around the paragraph. So I click here, borders, I choose apply to, make sure it's paragraph, not the text, because if it's text, it will highlight, it will make a border around each and every sentence. So we make it to be the whole paragraph, and then a 3 pt border. So it means the width here must change to be 3 pt. I choose it there. Then around the paragraph, then it means now I have to go and click the around the symbol or the preview here to fill it in with all the 3 pt border around it. Then when you click OK, you will see that the border will be applied around your paragraph. Then I'm going to change the line spacing. I'm going to change the line spacing of the paragraph to double line spacing. So the paragraph itself, then you go and click there on home, and then you go under paragraph group there. You will see when you launch the group with this icon here, I click it, and then you will see that you have line spacing there on this screen, on this portion here. Then I'm going to click there to drop down so that I can be able to choose a double line spacing, double. So when I click OK, my paragraph will enlarge a little bit in terms of spacing. That is double line spacing. So that heading on top that we changed to size 28, we were supposed to center it also. I can highlight it like that and make it center, right? Just like that. So I'm going to now move down a little bit and delete column 3 and apply the auto fit to Windows option to the table. So when you look at this table, I'm going to delete column 3. Column 1 is this one, column 1 is this one here, column 2 is this one there, column 3 is this one there. So I need to delete column 3. So I can go there, right click inside the heading of column 3, go to delete cells and choose delete entire column. When I click OK, column 3 is no longer there. I have a new column there that is empty, which was column number 4. Right. Now after this, I'm going to apply an auto fit to Windows option to the table. So when I click here on this icon to highlight the entire table, I can go to design. Under design there you see there are tools like table styles, shadow border, shading borders, and other tools that I can use. So when you go to layout on the same green tool, when you click layout, you will find an option called auto fit. So this auto fit here, when you click it, you will find 3 options. So I'm looking for auto fit window. So when I click there, it will actually fill in the document to actually fit horizontally, not leaving a space because of the column 3 that I deleted. Alright. Now the next one here, I'm going to change the column heading of column 2 to 4 to be 2.5 centimeters. Right. So this is the column height. When I highlight this, the heading, this one, column 2 here, this is column 2, this is column 1. So if I'm going to highlight column 2 to 4, 2, 3, 4 and change them to a certain height, then I will have to find the table tools. You can see table tools there on top. So I need to change the height there. Then I can specify how many centimeters I want. So I'm going to change it to 2.5. When I type it there and press enter, okay, or you can even use the cell here, cell size, and change it from there. Or you can even highlight here and right click and go to table properties, so that you can be able to find the row and specify the height there. So if I click here and say 2.5 and click OK, so it needs a comma. So you look at your computer style of editing and what comma it wants, then you will see that it will apply to it. So now my height has changed, my row height has changed to be 2.5. You can see even up there the row height has changed there because it has been affected by what I did under table properties. Now I'm going to insert a new row before row 2 and insert the text that I will type for you. So now before row 2, this is row 2 and this is row 1. This is row 2, this is row 1. So now before row 2, I need a new row here. So what you do, you go to row 2, I'm going to right click and just click insert. Okay, then it will say row above. I choose that option. So this is how you insert a new row. So there I'm going to type the text that should be like a sentence to cover everything, but now it's not going to be in one cell. It's going to be for the entire row. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to merge this row. So when the whole row is highlighted with all the cells like this, I can go to home and right click inside this cell or all the cells that are highlighted, right click and click merge cells. So you will see now it's becoming like one. Then I can type what I need to type. So I'm going to type a sentence that reads as follows. Right, so after typing it, I can highlight this and make it centered. See, so that is how I have typed a sentence in a table inside a row, because the row was merged. Now I'm going to combine the data source. I'm going to actually make sure that this document knows the data source that I've created when I did question 3a, so that I can be able to find match fields. These are fake match fields. If you know what is a match field is a document that actually a data source is a document that contains match fields. Match fields are column headings from the data source. So if you look at these are just fake match fields. Actually, this must be replaced with the actual match fields, the real column headings, because it will link the data source with this table, with this letter or document, and then it will read the real name of the respondent, the real gender of the respondent, the real age of the respondent, just like that. So this is how I'm going to do it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start by linking this document with the data source, so that the names of those people will appear automatically here, where I'm having the match fields in brackets. It must show me the real names and the real gender, the real age. They must just appear automatically. So what you do first, you go to mailings. Now those column headings, we call them match fields, and you see the insert match field tool is not working. So I need to make it work by linking that data source with this document. So I go and start and click select recipients, use existing list. So I have to find that data source that I've created in the beginning as question 3a using this screen. So I'm going to go and click documents there, then I click question 3a, click open. Now you see that the tool is working. So how do I replace this fake match field with the actual match field? I highlight this match field, I go to insert match field, and then I click respondent. It will replace it with the real one. Then I go to the gender match field, highlight it, go to insert match field, click gender. Now the gender one is come. So I can just press enter so that my document is not losing its aligning. I go to shift, highlight, go to insert match field and click shift. I go to discipline and highlight, go to insert match field and choose the actual discipline field, just like that. So you scroll down until you check that there is no match field that you are missing out. Okay, so I've replaced all match fields with the correct match fields, the fake match fields with the correct match fields. The next one that I'm going to do is to apply a 3pt border. Okay, a 3pt border. Alright, I've done it around the paragraph. I've done that one. Okay, now I'm going to change the column headings to bold. The column headings to bold. So these column headings here, I can just make them bold by clicking home, make them bold. Apply a dark shade to the column headings and change the font color to white. So applying the dark shade to column headings and change the font color to white. So it means now I need to find a shadow around my headings and change the font color to white. So the font color of this currently is black. So changing it to white, it means it will not be visible because the page is also white. So what I do, I go to font, text effect, then I go and choose shadow. So I'm going to just apply any shadow that I can prefer to these headings. Then click OK. Alright, and then I'm going to remove the left and the right borders of the table. So now if I'm going to now let's look at these headings. There must be shading. Okay, shading, dark shade. There must be a dark shade here. So I'm going to go to home and click there under shading, and then I can put dark shading. Right, so if you look at this, when you apply shading, you just have to highlight here, then you go to shading here, and then you go and take dark shading. Now because of dark shading, it will convert the text to be white. Right, remove the left and right borders of the table. So I'm going to make sure that this border on the left and the border on the right are removed. So I click there on the table to be selected, then I go to table tools, design, borders and shading. If you look, this represents your table. So I'm just going to click the line on the left, it goes away, the line on the right, it goes away. When I click OK, I don't have the borders on the left and also on the right. Remove the left and right borders, I've done it. Link the mail merge document to the data source. So now because I've introduced the data source to this document, hence I found this to be available now, I'm going to save this document as question 3b. I'm going to save this document as question 3b. Maybe I can name it primary document. So let me go and say file save as question 3b. Yeah, let me just say question 3b, and I'm going to save it in my folder. And then now I'm going to merge this document with the data source and create 3 documents. So what it means that the names must appear now where I see respondent, gender, age and shift and discipline. I must see the real information. So I'm going to go to mailings, and then you go to finish and merge, edit individual documents, click OK. You will see now is Dear Anastasia Swaley, mail, 22 years, morning. And then when you scroll down, page 2 is the same but now with Rushi Modley and their details. And when you scroll down, you see another one with Abel Mtlana and their details. So each and every document has been created for every person in the data source. This is how I created my mail merge document Now I'm going to save this in my document, in my folder, and then I'm going to save it as question 3C. So I will just say question 3C, question 3C, save. Now I'm going to open, I'm going to close the other information that I've saved already. I'm going to open a blank document and create the labels for the same data source. So the label is going to be a label vendor A1, product number 31273. So I'm going to go and click mailings, and then I'm going to go and click start mail match labels. So when I'm there, I have to specify on the screen what is the vendor number. So the label vendor is A1, and then it's A1 of a product number 31273. So I will scroll down until I find 31273. 31273. When I click OK, this is my label. So now the label is not, it's a page, but I have to see the labels breaking on this page. So you see here there's an icon to show that there's a table that is not having borders. So I can click on this icon, then you will see that all my labels are shadowed or highlighted, but I need to insert borders. So what you do, you go to the table tools there and click design, and then you go to borders there and then choose all borders. So you see that it has created labels for you. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to insert the 3 match fields in the first label. So I'm going to click there and go to mailings, select recipients, use existing list, and then I'm going to find my data source that I created previously. I saved it as question 3A. Then I'll be able to insert the match fields here. So the first one that I insert is respondent. Then I press enter to be on the next row. Then I'm going to insert shift, enter to be on the other row. Then I can be able to insert disciple. So now I need to fill all the other row columns or the other rows with the same information of the data labels or the match fields that I have inserted here. So what you do after inserting in the first row only, you just go and click update labels. It will update the other labels with the same information. So if you want to change the border around these labels, you can just click the size of the border. You click there and then you go and click design, and then you change it to the size there that you need, and you go again and you say all borders. So the size will change according to the measurement that you have specified. So if I want to preview these labels, I can go to mailings and click preview results. Then you see now I have labels for all the 3 people in my data source. So this is the end of the lesson for mail match. Thank you very much for watching. Keep in touch for other lessons that are still coming. Please click subscribe on this channel to be notified on new tutorials that will be uploaded soon. Thank you.